Hello everyone, I'm going to be playing a bit more Opal Wave today. The list is similar to what I played previously, but yeah, I cut the Sphere of Resistance in the sideboard because it was also screwing with me too much, and I put in an extra Eidolon of Rhetoric instead, because this feels better. Like I've played it against Miracles and it was okay against like the Snapcaster or like Turbo Mentor, like Mentor into Cantrip. So in general, it felt better than the Sphere of Resistance. Like I also lost games due to not being able to cast my own spells. And another card I cut Helm of Obedience, and I'm trying out Toxic Deluge because yeah, decks like Elves and Death and Taxes are still very hard even with an Engineered Plague. Like some stuff you just can't kill with a Plague. This hand is tricky. If we draw a land, it's good. Let's see if you already played against this person. Kennigan. No, did not. So we don't know what they're on. I think I'm going to keep this. Like drawing one land is great, but even then, in 2 turns we'll still have 3 mana. And anyway, I played a list very similar to this in the paper event, and I finished 9th out of 64 or 65 people. Actually, I made a mistake here. I should have put this on white, like Utopia Sprawl on white, in case I go turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Blood Moon, then I won't be able to produce white mana anymore. Anyway, I finished 9th on Breakers, which I was a little bit sad about, because yeah, if I had like 2% better Breakers, I would have made top 8, and because 5-2 is still very decent. Oh yeah, it was very close. Okay, this is gonna be a Thought-Knot Seer or Endless One. It's gonna be annoying. As long as they don't curve into a Smasher, I'm gonna be happy. I beat Eldrazi 2-1 in the paper event, but yeah, I had a bit better start than this. I think I'd like turn 1 or 2 Sylvan Library into Parallax Wave, and we're not close to having Parallax Wave. We need both the land and the actual Parallax Wave. Maybe this hand was too slow, but like against some fair decks like Miracles, this would have been okay. Like there are a lot of value cards. If they don't take the Oblivion Ring, I might cast Oblivion Ring next turn just to like reduce the clock a bit. We're going down to 16 here, and if we play another creature, like if this would be another 4/4 next turn, for example. Okay, they did take the Oblivion Ring. Then we would take 8 more, and we would be down to 8. Sarah's Sanctum, is this good? Yes or no? Very good. So we're gonna have 5 mana available here, but no black. So either we cast out a Thought-Knot Seer, or yeah, we can't float green unfortunately. Otherwise we could play Enchantress Presence into Kruvik's Insight, or the other way around. I think I'm just going to cast out the Thought-Knot Seer, floating a green, hope to draw more mana sources. Okay, I think not dying here. Oh yeah, we do another mana source for next turn, that's good. Not dying here seems better than just playing a spell that draws cards. Like I even boarded these out in the Eldrazi matchup, because I don't want to spend my turn 2 or 3 playing something that doesn't immediately do something. Like at least this digs immediately, and stuff like Parallax Wave does something immediately. But 3 mana do nothing is kind of mediocre against Eldrazi, especially on the draw, but even so on the play. Am I going to get Smashered or Endless Wand? Okay, that's a big Endless one. Yeah, I would have taken 10 damage here if I did not exile the Thought-Knot Seer. So I'm very happy with this choice. Here I have some choices. I could not play a land yet, but I'm gonna need, like, I could Crufix Insight, hope to, let's see, I'm gonna have 6 mana, Crufix Insight, flow 3. I can't do make giant if I find Black Source, unfortunately. So I think I play Enchantress Presence, then play the Wild Growth, and then Crufix Insight. I'm going to be risky by enchanting my Serra Sanctum here, like risky against Wasteland. But I just want to maximize my mana in case I draw like a Parallax Wave or something similar. Now I have 6 mana. If I Crufix Insight, I can only play white 3-drops. Like I can only cast Oblivion Ring and we only have 1 left. So I think I'm going to Wild Growth again here. We have 5 left, so we can cast Starfield of Nyx or Opalescence or Parallax Wave. Yeah. Now they can actually dismember my cast out if they play Dismember. But otherwise we can use these as blockers in the worst case. And again, not dying, like otherwise they could have, if we didn't play the Opalescence, they could just have any 4-drop, like Thought Not Seer or Smasher would turn this into a 10 damage attack. And we'd be dead. Or even Endless One for anything that's at least 4. Gonna get Smashered, I think. I think he was tapping 5 mana. Ooh, no Endbringer. This is tricky. He's gonna be able to stack the... if I block with the cast out, he's gonna be able to stack the triggers. Which means he can let me draw something first and then exile the best card out of my hand. Which would be kind of annoying. I need to block one thing at least, but I can block something and kill it. Like I can double block and take 5. Probably, I probably want that. Because I'm gonna lose one creature anyway. Like, yeah, he's always gonna be able to kill one of them, and if I block only with one creature, I'm gonna choose which one dies. Yeah, I think Eldrazi. Like there are very few ways that this Eldrazi Mimic could be bigger than this Endless One, so I think I need to kill the Endless One. Oh no, of course, now he's gonna get back another creature. And it's gonna be harder to block next turn. No, I should only have blocked with the Enchantress Presence. But... oh well. And then I could find, like if I find a Parallax Wave here. Wait, why did I not draw a card? It entered again, but I did not draw an extra card, I think. Because it... oh yeah, it enters, it already left, yeah, never mind. He's only gonna get the exile trigger. And now we can take the Crufix Insight, and now we don't get to top deck. Is that 2 mana? Now we don't get to dig for our Parallax Wave. So I should just have blocked with the Enchantress Presence and then dig for Parallax Wave and kill them. I mean, exile their creatures forever. And this is gonna deal at least 2. So let's start with a Presence. Just dig as much as possible. Then I need to play the Opalescence. That's like the only one I have left. Need to float at least some whites there. Do I cast out for the Thought-Knot Seer again? Or just the Endbringer? Like, the Thought-Knot Seer doesn't do anything, and this can... Yeah, this is probably more dangerous. So, what do I float here? I think I don't... I think I'm happy with just having these manas up. Take the Endbringer. Play a land to fetch. Next turn. I need to keep 3 blockers in case of smashers. I need to not attack with these. I think I attack with this Opalescence. My opponent is at 10, so it's gonna be risky for him to take damage here. And then even if they kill this Opalescence, yeah, this one is not gonna be animated anymore, but I'll still have 3 blockers next turn. Oh yeah, this, even if this dies, I get to draw another card, and I could play more stuff into my Enchantress presence. I'm not fetching the Bayou yet. Like, in case he wastes, he could waste my only black source. Like, he knows I have a black card in hand. So I'm gonna fetch it next turn with the Windswept Heath. Okay, I did not expect to win this game anymore, but it seems like we're actually close. Like, if he has all his dust, we probably lose. Because then, like, he could all his dust attack for 2. We play Doomwag Giant, kill this thing, but then he could still have... Actually, I don't care about Smasher, because this blocks Smasher. Yeah, I think we're fine. Even... I don't think we lose to all his dust anymore, which is most important. So black, use as much white as possible. I think we have lethal here. So you play Wild Growth here. I play another Opalescence. This becomes a blocker. That guy dies, and we attack for 13. Okay, big question: leyline or no leyline? It's good against the Thought-Knot Seer could be annoying to disrupt us, and it could be a 4/4 blocker. But definitely want Seal of Primordium and Seeds of Innocence to deal with their chalices and Trinispheres. Like, this deck has no huge problem with chalice, but it's still annoying if they have like chalice on 2, for example, or just like turn 1 Trinisphere, or Ratchet Bombs and so on. These are the maybe cards, like I said, especially on the draw. Like, Enchantress Presence was actually quite good here, but I still feel it's quite slow. Yeah, I probably want the Engineered Plague on the play, like to kill their mimics, but on the draw I think it's too slow. Deluge is a tricky card. Tutor on the draw, again, it's hard against Chalice decks. But Replenish is good if they ever go for all his dust. So I think I like this on the draw, because then Thought-Knot is a lot bigger problem on the draw, of course, because they get to do it before I... Like, if I keep a hand based on Symphony Library, they can just play the Thought-Knot and take the Symphony Library before I ever cast it. This hand is still reasonable. We got a ramp spell. I'm gonna play it on white. And then, okay, if they play a Thought-Knot, I can't Oblivion Ring it, but I have an Oblivion Ring for the first dangerous creature or permanent. I have something to deal with, chalices, and I can dig. Okay, they are going for the Thought-Knot. They need to take the Oblivion Ring. And I'm probably playing Utopia Sprawl on the basic first, and then with the 3 mana I'll play Grufix Insight. Then I need to play the Utopia Sprawl first, because that will give us 4 mana next turn. And we even sided out the Enchantress presence, so there is no reason to keep stuff in hand to draw cards. Like the only reason to not play out my enchantments is because of Doomwake Giant. So in the late game that might be worth keeping some stuff for. Gonna put this on black before, like, and then probably gonna Oblivion the Ring this just so to take away their clock. So yeah, we need black for Toxic Deluge as well. And oh, okay, now we're getting a lot of black, all the black we need. This one is tricky. Could play Opalescence, but I can't block this yet anyway. So if I start by playing Starfield of Nyx, let's see, I'll have 4 enchantments, so it doesn't animate anything yet. But next turn I can animate my things. I'm not sure if it's correct to play this first or the Opalescences first. But yeah, next turn they will turn each other into 5/5 and a 4/4. So even if they have a second Smasher, we could be okay. And this also allows me, if I top deck a land, I can play 2 things next turn, like the Seal and the Opalescence. So it seems more efficient. Okay, let's start by playing the Opalescence here. I think I want to Chromox and play the Seal, because it's another creature. It could be greedy, because I might need these Opalescence at some point. Like if they play Dismembers or Alice Dust. I'm just gonna try it. It also means that if I block with Oblivion Ring, they're gonna get back a Thought-Knot Seer, and they're going to be able to discard something from my hand. But since my hand is empty now, they're not gonna get any value out of it. Let's see, I need to keep these blockers for potential double smasher. I might attack, but then they get value out of their Matter Reshaper if they block. They might reveal another smasher or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have all this dust mana. They even have 8. Okay, they do have it. That would have been a reason to wait with my Alice, with my thing there. With my to play like my Starfield of Nyx last, like play Opalescence first, play second Opalescence, and then I could. This doesn't matter. I'm just doing it for fun. And I'm dead here. Like, Toxic Deluge isn't gonna save me. Parallax Wave could buy me some turns. Okay, but there is no way we can deal with all his dusts in this deck. So, except kill them faster. So on the draw, I'm just gonna slow them down, but I don't think it's enough. Sterling Grove is a better tutor against the Chalice deck. But there is still nothing that I really want to cut here. Like on the draw, the seeds, like I'm less weak to Chalice and Twin Sphere on the draw, so maybe I got that one. The seal didn't do anything either. So I'm gonna try this configuration, not because I think it's necessarily better, but just to try something else out. Leyline is good. I didn't see any wastelands, so I could start sprawling things, but I'll be stuck on very little mana for a while. I think Mulligan is worth it here. And I'm on the play, so they can't take this library with the Thoughtnot Seer before I get to play it. Yeah, they're going for the Chalice, but to be honest, this deck doesn't care about Chalice that much. And we got Sylvan Library, so we can shuffle away any one drops. What the hell is a Scavenger Grounds? Add colorless mana or sacrifice a desert, exile all cards from all graveyards. Sure. Now this would be a case where it could be okay to have something like the Seeds of Innocence, but like I said, I think on the play I care less about these effects. This goes back. Probably don't need that land either. Just going for Sterling Grove. Oh yeah, it's gonna cost one more. Just gonna go for Sterling Grove, fetch a... Might just get the Bayou here. They might play an Urborg again, but if they wasteland this, they can't wasteland my Serra Sanctum with this, at least with that wasteland. So I don't think exposing myself to wasteland here is a problem. Mimic, sure, don't care. Reshaper, don't care. I mean, if you're attacking me with 2 1s and 3 2s, I'm very fine with that. Chalice for 0, I really don't care. Put that one back and put that one back. Could also just pay more life, but because I'm not under any pressure, just gonna play the Sylvan Library here and end of turn tutor for probably Parallax Wave. Oops. We even have a replenish. Like we can, even if we ever have to sacrifice it to the fading counters. Yes. Don't want that one. How conservative do I have to be with my life? Life total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have a Smasher in hand, or they would have played it. Same with the Thoughtnot here. But I think I'm gonna pay once here, just because it will allow my second Sylvan Library to dig 1 card deeper. And find me that card, for example. Don't want Utopia Sprawl. And gonna put that one on top, just so it doesn't get taken by a Thoughtnot Seer. This only happens when it dies, so I can exile it anytime I want. Probably want to... I think I can... Do I want to take 2 damage here? Actually, I don't think so. I have a second Parallax Wave, so I can be more aggressive with this one. Like, normally I don't like being too aggressive against small creatures if I don't have an Opalescence yet. I think it's fine here. with the second wave on top. Okay, do have the combo now. Is there any reason to drop the second? So I'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. That means I can probably cast both of them. Which might be... Oh no, they have the Thorn of Amethyst. Yeah, that means I want to put it back. And not pay any life, in case they have like all his dust waiting, and then I'm down at 5 life and I could get smashed at some point of not being careful. They'll soon learn about the combo. And first they'll get attacked, because as soon as I exile this, yeah, it can't attack anymore, so I'm gonna get in 4 damage first. And I think to play around one removal spell, they could have still have like something like a Dismember, so I'm always gonna leave at least 1 counter on this. So I'm gonna exile it to itself with 2 counters, because otherwise, in response to removing the last counter, they could kill it, which would suck. Yeah, this card is what makes Eldrazi matchup a lot better for the Opal wave than for regular Enchantress. So if you have a lot of Eldrazi in your meta game, this would be the best Enchantress deck, in my opinion. Let's see what we have going on. I think the second Opalescence is better here, because it will allow us to attack with the first one. And he'll take exactly 12 damage actually. That's so another Eldrazi player bites the dust. Let's write that down. What was his name again? Kennigan. You won the second game, right? Yes, you did. 1, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, we only lost to Eldrazi once with this deck. So it seems a really strong matchup. Doesn't care so much about Thorn of Amethyst. Doesn't care so much about... this is a burn player, probably. We lost against them. So we need to keep a hand that doesn't die to burn. I don't think I want to mulligan to the ley lines. I have 2 Leyline of Sanctity in the main deck, but I don't think they could still have like the creature beat down. So I play Windswept Heath, Wild Growth on 1. No, actually Utopia Sprawl, because then I can Wild Growth Serra Sanctum next turn and have a bunch of mana. I think I'm just gonna have a bunch of mana into Enchantress Presence and Opalescence. I can always hardcast. I can probably hardcast Leyline turn 3 if I really need to. And I just need him not to have Eidolon of the Great Revel waiting for me. Turn 2 or so. And then green. Leyline is not enough, so you don't want to mulligan to it. Like against Storm, they can't beat it game 1 usually. Because usually they don't have Empty the Warren's main deck. But so if you're playing against a Storm player, probably the only way you're gonna win is by mulliganing to Leyline in the game 1. Unless they have a really bad hand. But against Burn, like you see, this Monastery Swift Spear isn't really gonna have a problem with the ley line. So I'll have 4 mana here. I might want to Oblivion Ring this, but probably I want to keep it for an Eidolon next turn, and just draw some more cards here first. Gonna name green. I have another one to name black if I ever draw my black cards. Okay, opponent has Eidolon, so we're only gonna take 2 damage of this. It might have been more problematic if we had wasted Oblivion Ring on the Monastery Swift Spare. How do I tap my mana here? The problem with Opalescence is it will turn Oblivion Ring into a creature. So I might want to wait with that. Because then they just bolt Oblivion Ring, get back the Eidolon, and I'm gonna take a bunch of damage again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This makes 5 mana, like 1 green and 4 white. This is so we have 8 mana. Unless if we play the Oblivion Ring of fetching a basic plains here. This should get us some more mana by making Serra Sanctum bigger or more efficient. And then I could Utopia Sprawl here. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I Utopia Sprawl first, this will make 7 mana. Which means I can Crewfix inside and hope to find the Ley Line of Sanctity. Or Parallax Wave. I think that seems like a neat line. Or like even the cast out could be okay next turn. And now I'm gonna name black here. Oh wait, this makes 7. Yeah, okay, I counted correct. Sure, Parallax Wave. Oh, I can take more. Probably. Do we want Sylvan Library? We probably want more mana to play more free spells. And yeah, I'll take a Sylvan Library for some reason. Parallax Wave means we get to play our Opalescence next turn, because they can't bolt Oblivion Ring anymore, like I can save it by removing it from the game with Parallax Wave. So all I need now is an Ley Line of Sanctity before he can burn me out. Like I will go down to 5 here. If he has a Fire Blast, I go down to 4. I mean, I go down to 1, so I need to draw. I need to draw the Ley Line this turn, or I might be dead. There was a reason to take the Wild Growth. Like it's a free spell, or even better, and it ramps. Like I get to draw cards for free basically, because I pay 1, I get 1 more. I'll start. I need to draw more cards, so I'll start by playing this. So I can attack for 10 here, but that's not going to be enough. So I need to survive 1 more turn. He has 3 cards, so it's very unlikely that he doesn't have like double bolt or fire blast bolt. And or like even Price of Progress deals 2 damage. And because of that, I also can't play a fetch land, because if I have fetch, he could fire blast me in response, and I die. Which would be unfortunate. I'm just gonna play all my cheapest spell first, and hope to draw into something. Okay, that's a bunch of mana. Only found opalescence. That's unfortunate. So you have 26 cards, one of them is Leyline of Sanctity. I'll start by playing opalescence out, because we're gonna need this eventually. So I might as well cast it now. Found another Serra Sanctum. Finding the Serra Sanctum means I can keep playing expensive white cards and just draw more cards without needing to worry about running out of mana. I'll play another Opalescence. Still nothing. Play second Serra Sanctum. Okay, now I need to start counting. I need to have 4 left in the end to play my Leyline if I ever draw it, so I can. That means I can spend 7 mana. So I can't cast Parallax, double Parallax. So if I can cast Oblivion Ring, or I can cycle this cast out. Probably start with playing a 4 mana spell here. I could also draw Chromox, which would give me 1 more mana to work with. Or which could let me cast this Screwfix Insight. I probably play the Oblivion Ring here. Because this draws me 1 card for 1 mana, this draws me 2 cards for... This draws me 2 cards for 3 mana. I care more about drawing more cards. Okay, very unfortunate there. Didn't find my Leyline. We're gonna target... Does it even matter? Yeah, we target something that we don't need this turn to attack. And I think I'm actually dead here. I'm gonna be able to attack for a lot of damage. Let's see, that's 9, 13 damage. But even cycling this could not get me Leyline and Chromox, which I need now. I need to think very deep if there's anything that can save me here. I guess I'll just play one more of these. It's very unfortunate, like our last 18 cards had both of our ley lines. Our last 16 cards have both of the ley lines. I don't know how big the chance is at that, but it seems very likely statistically speaking. Oh, we milled the Chromox, so that was no more an out. And we know our opponent doesn't have 3 lands in hand. Like we could win if he has 2 lands in hand and draws another one. But he missed his land drop on turn 2, so that's not going to be the case. So unless they're creatures, like more Goblin Guides or so, unless they're creatures, we're not gonna be able to win this. Okay, so he did have 1 land. Price of Progress, sure. And Bolt me, or Fire Blast me. Okay, Fire Blast. Draw a card. Jesus. That was like the 13th last card. And oh, still not there. Still not there. And yeah, the fifth last card. Crazy. Want this. One Seal of Primordium. It kills their. Probably they also have like Sulfuric Vortex. It kills their Eidolon. My Eidolon, it could be a decent blocker, and it does stop them from. Casting double spells, but I think I'm gonna be too slow for that anyway. So I probably want more tutor effects here. Don't care about replenish. There's no way they put stuff into our graveyard. Like the only thing we get back with replenish if we mill something with Krufix inside, or if Parallax Wave dies, or if we sacrifice Stoning Grove. So I think I can do without that. Doom Wake seems a bit slow. Like either we have Parallax Wave and Leyline and we win, or like yeah, we lose. Actually, this could be like another Parallax Wave, right? We have Leyline and this we probably win as well. Oblivion Rings are fine. Cast Out is maybe too expensive, but it's another cycling effect to dig closer to our combo. These kind of cuts are always hard. Probably cut the cost out, and maybe even though it did dig us very deep that game, like we might not be able to rely on it on having 4 of them. Would like to play first, yes. This hand does stop the burn, like the burn creatures, but that's only going to be turn 3, and we might just have taken too many burn spells already before then. So I think I'm going to mulligan this. This has no ramp, so it's going to be even slower. That's the worst. This hand is very unlikely to win, but we have another land on top, so if we top deck another, like a third land, we could Oblivion Ring their first creature and... Ooh, opponent concedes. That's... maybe they didn't have a creature in hand. It was a very lucky mulligan then. And on the draw, do I want to change anything? Like cast out could be okay to dig for stuff that we need, especially on the maybe on the draw. I'll try it like this. Like either of these cards may be good, but we'll find out in this game hopefully. And burn can definitely beat a Leyline, especially if your opponent has like mulliganed very badly. But apparently he didn't want to try. So this hand has a turn 1 Wild Growth, turn 2 Oblivion Ring for their thing, for the Eidolon. And if they don't play it, we have Sylvan Library and we can reasonably hardcast Leyline if we find it. So I think I'm going to keep this and just hope to, like the digging power could hopefully be enough. We could play turn 3 Leyline of the Serra Sanctum, like turn 1 Wild Growth, turn 2 Sylvan Library, and then turn 4 we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 5 mana with Serra Sanctum. It's risky. On the play this would be a lot better, but on the draw we just need to hit one of our ley lines with the Sylvan Library, or like the Parallax Wave if they have bunch of creatures. Pyrostatic Pillar, that means I want to lead on Oblivion Ring. And casting it of the Serra Sanctum, because this is the only non-basic that I definitely want to play. Like, if I play the Savannah here, then I'm also going to need to play the Serra Sanctum at some point to make a crazy amount of mana. And then I'll take 2 damage to, like 4 damage to Price of Progress. And now I can just keep playing basics as long as I draw them, hopefully. Another one. Okay, how to do this? I could take a... If I play another Wild Growth, I'm gonna take more damage, but let's see if I can cast... If I can cast Opalescence, I want to play Wild Growth here. 2 mana, 1 green floating, play this on Serra Sanctum. Play the forests with the 2 green floating, place in the library. I have 4 enchantments, I play Opalescence. I think that's worth taking 2 more damage here. Actually, I might as well enchant these forests. In case I want to play a second... In case I want to play a second Serra Sanctum at some point, I don't have to sacrifice the Wild Growth attached to it. Did I miscount? Okay, apparently... Oh yeah, I didn't need... Yeah, I did still need the Wild Growth, but I'm gonna have 1 mana left over. Oh, this is a creature now. That's interesting. That means I don't want to block with my Sylvan Library, so I definitely want to keep the Oblivion Ring as a blocker here. Because I need this to dig for an answer. But it also means we can draw Parallax Wave and exile this Pyrostatic Pillar. Chain Lightning target me, sure. We're dead to them having 3 burn spells. Price of Progress, sure. So we need to have Leyline here, probably. And then keep these as blockers. Okay, I think we probably lose here. Put on top. Could have another Price of Progress. It only take 2, so that means I need to put back this. I can't afford to take damage by playing the Enchantress Presence, because then I go down to 4 and any Fire Blast is lethal. I need to fetch for a basic Plains here. Question is, I could attack with Sylvan Library, but then I don't get to dig if it does take a trade. So at least mulliganing to a Leyline hand wouldn't have helped us here. Like, we're basically losing to this Pyrostatic Pillar. Bolt me, okay. If he has 1 more bolt, we are dead. Or Price of Progress. GG. Let's see what the top of our deck says. Draw. Oh, that's very, very sad. At least we won a game, but it's always sad losing. It's always sad losing 1 turn before you would find a card that would probably win you the game. opponent plays first. This hand is keepable. It has part of the combo and it has ramp. So against an unknown opponent, that's a keep. The card could be good in the future if they're on the Young Pyromancer Grixis deck. Okay, they are on Young Pyromancer and they only have one land. I definitely want to protect this Bayou against Wastelands. I do have a Fertile Ground to make mana, but he could, you never know, like, if something happens to this. It would just be annoying. Anyway, I wanted to show one card here. Like, if you have a lot of burn in your metagame, you probably want to put something in your deck like Sphere of Law. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna cycle here on auto pass because I want to draw more cards anyway. So Sphere of Law, 4 mana is nothing for this deck. Like you saw, we had a lot of mana, we just didn't find anything like a Leyline. And this prevents 2 of any red damage of any source, like the Parastatic Pillar or Eidolon deals 0 damage, Lightning Bolt is like 1 damage, and the Price of Progress would have been 0 damage. And if they attack with Goblin Guide, it would prevent like both of the damages, and yeah, that's a good sideboard card for enchantment decks if you have a lot of burn in your metagame, or like even punishing fire, like random punishing fire decks. But Leyline of Sanctity can beat slow punishing fire decks. This is mostly against goblins and burn, and it could even deal with Empty the Warrens, but that's probably not what you want to be doing. It also beats Grape Shot, because funnily Grape Shot for 20 is like 20 times 1 damage, and all 20 of them will be prevented. Okay, let's hope our opponent does not have Therapy in their deck, or we are gonna lose like everything we have, everything that matters. Waiting for me to respond? Why? This is strange. We are in my upkeep and they have priority. They want me to respond. Okay, never mind. So I definitely want to try to play this Doomwake Giant around the days, which means I could drop the Opalescence here first, or I could drop Symbol Library. think I want to lead on Sylvan Library first. Because if they do counter the Doomwake Giant, this could still find us a Parallax Wave at some point. And they're not close to lethal damage yet. Okay, Lightning Bolt me, probably. Or, okay, or Brainstorm, make one more token, sure. Okay, let's hope to find a Parallax Wave here. Yeah, that's gonna be too slow. Enchantress Presence. I could go Presence into... oh no, yeah, let's see, this... I can float a black here. Then I can play Presence with the Savannah. And then if they counter it, I can Doomwake. If they don't counter it, I get to draw more cards. But I go down to 9, go down to 5, and if the Doomwake gets countered, I die here. I don't think I can afford to do it that way. So I'll start with the Doomwake. And then I'll see how much mana I'll have left. Probably only, if they counter this, I only have 3. If it resolves, I also have the mana to play Opalescence and kill their Death Rites. Playing the Serra Sanctum means if they have double days, I can pay for it. Like playing the Bayou would mean I couldn't play around the double days, so I might as well play it safe here. And if they counter the Doomwake Giant, the Starfield of Nyx could return it, but unfortunately, yeah, they are going to daze here, sure. The Starfield of Nyx could return it, but of course if they ever find the green mana, they can just exile it in response with the Death Rites. So why did they daze? Because they did not want me to Opalescence next turn? They might as well just have countered the Opalescence then. I think it would have been more value for them to just counter my Opalescence. Because I would have played into the daze there, just to get a potential value of killing their Death Rites. So it was a waste of their days. Which I obviously don't mind. So they're gonna be able to deal 4 more to me, so I need to kill these next turn. Like actually they can't, because they need to play 2 more instants or sorceries here, but they need also both of their mana to drain me. So I might be okay here for a while. Like any instant or sorcery they play is like 1 less drain they can do with this mana. So I probably have 3 turns. Or two or more of my own turns, like 3 more of my opponent's turns. Let's see, cast out seems reasonable. I don't want more land. Need to make sure I cast I resolve 2 spells this turn. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Which means I can't play all 3 of these. Actually, yeah, I can. I can make more mana if I play something here first with the Sylvan. I play Sylvan into Opalescence into Starfield. Or I can actually use the cast out to... Do I have enough mana to also cycle a cast out? Do I even want to cycle a cast out? So I play Sylvan. Say I play Sylvan with these lands. Then I have 1 mana to cycle. I have 3 mana of this land and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana of that one. Okay, yeah, I can actually do the cycling thing, but then I'm weak to days. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this back. Not taking any risks here. The victory seems close enough. So starting with Sylvan Library. I'm starting with the cheapest spells, also just so I don't get hit by like Spell Pierce or something like that. They have 4 cards, you never know if they have like a soft counter or so. Oh yeah, I could actually die on their untap. If they force this, they have a 3rd instant or sorcery, and then they could play a land, ponder, and they have like 3 mana, of which they have 2 available to drain me. Here I made a big mistake, and I did not... Like, I shouldn't have tapped my double Savannah. I should have tapped Savannah and another land, because now I don't have 2 white to play my Opalescence here. Which means I need to tap my Serra Sanctum to play the Opalescence. Or the Starfield. That means I lose to Force plus Daze, because then they can force this, they can daze the... If they force this, they can daze the Starfield, and they have 2 cards to exile next turn as well. Okay, I did not get punished for my bad tapping of mana. Porphyry nodes. Do we want this or is this too slow? I feel like this could be nice, this could be nice, Toxic Deluge could be nice. Don't think I need ley lines. The Oblivion Rings are kind of meh as well. They don't have a lot of permanents that I care about, so I'll try it like this, put in more creature removal and... Sukhoi, we're playing against Grixis. Yeah, turn 1 Sylvan Library into turn 2 Enchantress Presence seems fine. You're on the play, so a daze could of course foil this plan. So let's start with the planes, so our Chromox doesn't get dazed. Imprint one of the Enchantress presences. So we don't get wastelanded with the basic planes, and to let us at least cast one of our two 3-drops next turn, if this gets countered. Force pitch probe, sure. Opponent main phase brainstorms, so they don't flip the Delver. And then I think I lead on Enchantress presence. Like, they didn't have a daze last turn, they could have brainstormed into a daze here. But we're not under a lot of pressure. Like, these two Delvers are going to flip, but I can Oblivion Ring one of them. If I wait one turn, I take 3 more damage, but I'm very fine with that. I'm less fine with getting wastelanded here, because I need all this mana for my spells. Opponent reveals Spell Pierce, okay. Like, I guess that means I want to lead on the Enchantress presence, just to bait the Spell Pierce there. Ooh, never mind. Might be dead here. Maybe it was safer because I knew both Delvers were going to flip, so maybe I should just have Oblivion Ringed one of them. Let's see, they have the Spell Pierce, I'm gonna jam my presence first. This Oblivion Ring could be one of the few things standing between me and losing. Well, Enchantress presence, like drawing more cards, doesn't achieve a whole lot yet. The opponent is smart, they are only going to counter the cards that are gonna make them lose. My Oblivion Ring would have saved me 9 damage if I had played it instead of the presence. And which cards do I run into his counter here? Probably the Oblivion. Oops, misclick. I actually wanted to click the Oblivion Ring. Like, he might let this resolve, then we could draw Serra's Sanctum, and we get to play Oblivion Ring, but we still lose, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just concede here. The Oblivion Ring would have been quite okay here, so it's not guaranteed to get all of them. But yeah, I think I like keeping one of them and 2 cast outs. Like the board wipes seem better. Like putting this on human kills both an unflipped Delver and a young Pyromancer, for example. Or like if they have true names in their deck. But yeah, we'd rather resolve something like that, I think. Like, they can't play any more creatures as soon as this hits, so like if they play double Delver, we kill one, but they can't play a second creature, or I will just keep destroying a creature every single turn. So you need to wait with playing creatures until this has been sacrificed. And then I try to replenish it. Unless they have young Pyromancer, then they could keep making tokens and sacrificing the tokens to the Porphyry nodes. Actually, I can choose which one, yeah. But if they don't have a Deathrite or an unflipped Delver, I have to kill their tokens. So there could be a wait, this does not target, right? So that means it can even kill True Name. That's crazy. I'd like to play first, yes. Turn 2 library through a daze, and Oblivion Ring to deal with our first Delver or Deathrite. Sign me up. I'm still going for the Silver Library first here. I don't want my Oblivion Ring to get dazed. Like, if I was not playing against the Daze deck, I could play Fertile Ground on the Plains first, and then I have 2 more mana to play the Silver Library. But this seems too important to resolve. Pyromancer I don't care yet. And they're not attacking, which means they have 1 mana spell they want to cast. It could be a Spell Pierce, or it could be a Brainstorm or a Bolt. So for now I'm going to assume it's a Spell Pierce, and I'm gonna try to play around it. So, is it possible? This is interesting. Do I want to play out my Serra's Sanctum, or do I want to fetch anything away? I think I actually like these 2 cards. So if I play my Fertile Ground first here, then play my Serra's Sanctum, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana up, which means I can Oblivion Ring through a Spell Pierce. Yep, so I think I wait with the Parallax Wave 1 more turn. Start with... Actually, they have Spell Pierce, I need to play out my land first. And I could ramp even more and hedge against Wasteland by playing out Utopia Sprawl first as well. Picked up this for an additional green. By playing out Utopia Sprawl on that land. And I think I'm named green. Like, I paid 1 more mana, but the Serra's Sanctum makes 1 more mana, and they should probably force their Deathrite, and we'll find out if they have anything going on. I'm gonna take the Pyromancer because this could get out of hand at some point. The Deathrite is just a 2 damage a turn mana dork. Like, if you don't find Opalescence, Parallax Wave can only exile 3 or 4 creatures, and then we have to sacrifice it 1 or 2 turns later. So yeah, Pyromancer making a lot of tokens is okay against the Parallax Wave. Okay, we're gonna go for another Pyromancer, sure. Like if they probe us here, they already have 4 creatures and we can't deal with the whole board with just the Parallax Wave. I'm probably drawing the land here, unless I find another 1 mana enchantment on top. Or am I? I could just jam the Parallax Wave, because they don't have Spell Pierce up. That's a good question. See, play Parallax Wave, and then next turn could double Enchantress. But I'm still at 20 life. Yeah, I'm going for the Parallax because they're tapped out of Spell Pierce, and next turn Enchantress Presence I can play through Spell Pierces. So now I'm safe for days, just not for force. And they did only play 1 cantrip yet. So there were less. They did have a Spell Pierce. That was a good a good read on the death ride situation, but unfortunately they had the force and the blue card. So here we're gonna take 4, 6 a turn, and then probably the turn after 7 or 8. So let's see if we take 7 damage a turn, we are dead in 3 turns. It's gonna be the maths to do here. We could still also just find a Toxic Deluge and... Oh, do they know what we have? No, they don't. So like if the third card from the top is a Toxic Deluge, I definitely take it. Because it also... Did they know about the presence? They never probed me, right? Huh. That's a lucky read, I guess. So I'm not recording this live, so they can't have ghosted me or anything like that. Put that one back. Definitely want to shuffle here, I need to find something else. Do I care enough about the Enchantress presence to pay 4 life? I go down to 12. See, they have a bolt, I go down to 9, go down to 7, and I die. So I died to bolt. If they don't have bolt, I go down to 12, go down to 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 3. And I can still deluge, but that's all. Actually, I fetch as well, so I go down, so I can't deluge anymore if I fetch here. I think I just put back the presence. I don't care about drawing cards. I just need to find Toxic Deluge or Engineered Plague potentially, or Parallax Wave could maybe buy some time as well. Gonna fetch here for a basic, don't want to get wasted. Or actually Doomwake Giant would be fine as well, I think. It's a bit too late here against the Paramonster. Put on top. Put on top. So we get to look 6 card deep, and if we fail, actually there's not much we can draw here, because we only have 3 mana to cast it. And we can't reveal Toxic Deluge here. Engineered Plague is probably the best. Oh no, if we name Human, he still has the tokens and kills us. If we name... If we kill the tokens, we take 6 damage next turn and 2 damage this turn. Because he can exile the Grufix Insight, he has 3 things to eat. Porphyry Nodes doesn't do anything, and if we name this, we also take the same amount of damage, however we play it. Yeah, I had higher expectations for that game. But our Symbol Library doesn't always give us the cards we need. Against Thomas McCoy. Just want to play first. I'm going to keep this hand. It has Leyline and turn 2 Silver Library, so it's okay against several types of decks. Putting this on white here to hedge against Chalice Blood Moon decks. So we're at least guaranteed to have white mana available for if something happens. Like if you can't cast any more 1-drops next turn. Oh, lands. This should be a good matchup for us. Exile my... I think the tutor. I don't think I have... I mean, I could tutor for Parallax Wave at some point. To cast out also deals with a lot of troublesome permanents. And we're not close to having mana for Parallax Wave anyway, so I think I just pitch the Enlightened Tutor. Okay, they probably tutored the Loam and then discarded it. Or maybe they tutored one of the combo pieces. Could have a token next turn. So I feel like I need to prepare to die quickly. Like I need to be able to cast out next turn. Yes, use the whole library. I'll probably start with... probably put this back because I need mana. If I play the Wild Growth into Enchantress Presence, like I don't want to expose myself to Wasteland here. So I'll put that one back and pay extra life for that. And oh wait, you can actually dredge the Ghost Quarter, which would make playing out this Wild Growth a waste of my resources. So I'm not gonna play it out, just hope to draw a 4th source for my cast out. So like land into Parallax Wave would be great here, because they're not gonna be able to dredge for the Dark Depths here, but you never know if they have crop rotation. I don't know if there is a possible crop rotation kill here. And they discarded Ghost Quarter. They probably tutored for Dark Depths. And I don't think they can crop rotate kill me here. But I probably have to start being careful. So I'll start by playing the Fertile Ground on this one. Just pay a bunch of life, right? I need to dig for more lands here. So I play some Ram spells because I shouldn't die yet here. I need to dig deeper for more lands. Tap for a green, play Wild Growth on the untapped land. The question is, I have double cast out, do I cycle one? I think I do. Yeah, it was possible that we drew a like 1 or 2 mana green spell and could continue here. And now we can never tap out of 4 mana again, unless we draw a Parallax Wave. I'm happy that the Chromox is making white here, because otherwise they could just Ghost Quarter this land and then like wasteland. If we fetch a Savannah here, they wasteland us, and we're not gonna be able to make white mana anymore, which we obviously need. Playing double Ghost Quarter sucks. So we lose 2 enchantments. But I think they can only use one of them if they want to keep open. If they want to keep open their Dark Depths Thespian stage. Yes, let's see. Put Bayou back. Don't need that. Put the Replenish back. Sure. They could Ghost Quarter end of second turn, so I can't tap. I can't rely on that land there. I need to keep open like extra mana. Oh no, they can't Ghost Quarter on Dark Depths, right? Yeah. So I still can't cast any spells though, because I have 6 mana. I need to keep open 4, so I can't play 3-drop. Okay, just needed to check that. I think I'm not going to kill it in their end step yet. In my end step, I mean. Because then they know to dredge back their Dark Depths and Thespian stage. They might not know it if they don't know their thing is gonna get killed. So I'm gonna fetch here for... They don't have a wasteland yet, do they? For a Savannah, maybe? It's kind of risky though. Maybe I don't have enough white mana next turn. But I didn't want to draw the cards that were on top of my deck. Like the other Replenish, for example. And now I should definitely deal with the exploration, because that's gonna let them make a new token every single turn. It's probably already too late. Like, we need to draw... Yeah, I'm sad I cycled this. This is like my only out if we don't draw Parallax Wave. We did draw Parallax Wave. How to stack these? He has Ghost Quarter up, so I don't want him to be able to shuffle my deck before I draw it. He can't Punishing Fire me or Molten Vortex me, so I think I put that one back and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I'm fine putting the Wild Growth back as well. I'm not going to be able to Oblivion Ring this turn anyway. For the exploration. Sure, tap for green. Let's see, I might actually draw a land. Oh yeah. He should have let me draw first, because I didn't want the card that was on top. And now I'm gonna be able to cast some more spells here. I probably replenish at some point just to get back my sprawls. It's gonna be like a free replenish, and the cast out can take care of their exploration. Or I probably just Opalescence next turn and attack them for a bunch. Just need to make sure that I exile their Molten Vortex at some point so they can't deal 4 damage to my Parallax Wave or like kill my Symbol Library or so. Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle here. I think I'm out of 6, but that's fine. They did. Okay, so they left me with 2 white sources. That means I can Opalescence here. Probably my best guarantee to win, right? Or I could replenish, put all my sprawls on here and then Opalescence. Yeah, I think that's actually a lot better. So I'll replenish. And make sure the Fertile Ground and the Utopia Sprawl are on this bayou. I mean, I'll make sure that at least 3 white mana, like 4 mana of which 2 are white, are available on this bayou. To play my Opalescence. Then I'll divide the other ones on my other lands here. Target their exploration. What is this? Lucky lucky, you drew pretty perfectly exactly what you needed. But that's called Sylvan Library plus shuffle effects, actually. I shouldn't get annoyed so easily, but I always get annoyed when people complain in chats about your luck. Whatever, if they want to be a whiner, I guess they get to be a whiner. Probably one tutor here, rest in peace. Seal of Primordium, Sterling Grove, to stop their Crossing Grips. Leyline of the Void. Maybe Seeds of Innocence, like sometimes they bring in stuff like Chalice and Thorn of Amethyst or Sphere of Resistance, which would be annoying with that card, but like which I could deal with this card, I mean. Yeah, got the Leyline of Sanctities, they don't do a whole lot. Doomwake Giant is mediocre, probably don't want this in the end. Replenish is okay, but I'm not sure I want 2 of them. Probably only want 1. All the tutors are good because yeah, we need to draw the things we need. And I might cut some number of Enchantress presents here. It's usually one of my least favorite cards in a lot of matchups. His hand, actually it has a Caracas, but Caracas isn't so great against the Wasteland deck. And it has turn 3 Parallax Wave, but they could just play Cross and Grip. I think it's close. If it had one more useful card I might have kept it, but okay, whatever, doesn't matter. I think I can do better than this. I think I can. This is also close, but it doesn't actually have the second mana for Sylvan Library. So yeah, we're gonna keep and bottom this because it won't allow us to make mana. And then we're gonna lose if we don't top deck a forest in 2 draws. This card's Budget Bog, sure. Nope, don't have anything yet. Yeah, I should have kept the first hand, because this seems to be a slow opener. But did not get punished. Yes, exploration, so we could get double wasteland, so I think I'm not gonna expose myself. Like, if we didn't have exploration, I might have gotten double savannah. But yeah, could have like you could have like loam with could have like double ghost quarter or something, and I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm starting to talk bullshit. So you put that one on top. Can I cast my Parallax Wave here? Play Utopia's Pearl on this land, and I'll have 4 mana. I'll put this one on white, because our Serra Sanctum might get wastelanded. And I don't think he can actually make a token here, but I don't want to try and find out. Because I don't want to give this Winer any chance at winning. And this could have like a crop rotation and make a token, for example. Opalescence, definitely want that. I think I also want the second Parallax Wave. I want to dig deeper to want to dig a card deeper to find some more mana in case we get wastelanded at some point. And now I need to exile his token at the end step. Like if he makes it at the end step, I think I want to exile it in my end step. Because otherwise he could untap and have like a Crows and Grip. Which I could not respond to by removing counters. Crop rotation, sure. For Maze of Ith, sure. Attack my Parallax Wave, sure. I'm gonna exile this in response because it's no longer gonna be attacking anyway. And my opponent feels they're getting janked because they have like a tier deck and I have a jank deck, so they feel like they shouldn't be losing against crappy decks. Yeah, for anyone watching this, if you're this guy, don't be him. You're not making the game fun for anyone. You're only making yourself unhappy and your opponent unhappy. Probably kill one of his Mox Diamonds with an Oblivion Ring. Yeah, don't need a second Sylvan Library. Do I have enough mana to Crewfix inside here? This taps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can Oblivion Ring the Sphere and then play Crewfix inside. But I can't. If I want to Oblivion Ring one of the Mox Diamonds, I can't. Ooh, actually wait, I can exile all of his stuff by exiling it in response with my Parallax Wave. So respond, oh yeah, target Mox Diamond, and respond by exiling, let's see, Oblivion Ring in response. Then I need to let the exile effect resolve. Then I exile my Parallax Wave. Maybe I should have attacked first, but and yep, all their permanents are gone, so it doesn't matter. They didn't want to play anymore. And maybe I was lucky, but then like every other lands player play against is unlucky as well. And basically, like most Enchantress decks have, like both Rest in Peace Enchantress and this one, they just have a good matchup against lands. So he shouldn't be ashamed of losing, he should just accept that my deck is better against his. Against Swordmaster. I guess I'll keep it on the back of turn 2 Sylvan Library. On the play, turn 2 Sylvan Library is hardly ever bad. Except against like Storm or Belcher. And we don't want to get random turn 1 Wastelanded, so we'll play the Windswept Heath. It also protects us against Blood Moon to some extent. Like if we had like 5 lands in hand, like a bunch of basics, we might play into a Wasteland here, so my opponent would waste their turn 1 and we wouldn't lose anything. But if you need your mana, I guess it's safer to play this. I could also have fetched here, like to play around Stifle, but yeah, I might want like if our opponent seems to be Storm, I might want to cycle this cast out to dig one card closer to our ley line. Yeah, and a bunch of things could still happen. I think a fitting response here. Like, I can't get Wasteland anymore, so I don't want to be stifled. I'm gonna fetch. We are also not gonna get Blood Moon, so I'm just gonna get the Savannah here to allow like a potential cycle my cast out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until the Ponder has resolved, so they don't know we're Enchantress. I think I'm gonna cycle this here. We need a third land, so. And there are a few decks that go underground sea Ponder that I really want this cast out against. Like, I still have an Oblivion Ring, and they're not sneaky show, so these kind of effects are just against like a random Leovold or a Jace, and we are very far from them resolving a Jace anyway. We found the Caracas, so we don't really care about Leovold anymore for now. Abrupt Decay, okay, sure. Pardon me. We're leading on Enchantress presence here, because if you play Crewfix inside, we dig deeper, but the Serra Sanctum won't make a 4th mana next turn. So next turn we can like play Oblivion Ring or Crewfix Insight through a daze, which seems nice. But if this is Bug Delver, we're actually in quite a bad spot, because I think we lost every game, every match against Bug Delver so far. Oh yeah, that's this one, Bug Delver. I only played against it twice, but we lost every one of those. Wasteland my Savannah, sure. Play Gurmak Angler, probably. Drew another Sylvan. Could be greedy, play Oblivion Ring on his Gurmag. I think he didn't daze my Enchantress presence, so I'm gonna assume. Oh, he also brainstormed last turn though, so he could have brainstormed into a daze. Yeah, this is not. He could also him to Toragos next turn. But to be fair, if you have Sylvan Library in play, we probably don't care about him to Torag. So I'm gonna play conservative and play my library first. Because like we're one wasteland away from not having green mana anymore. So we need to dig for basic forests at some point. Okay, he did have the hymn. Unfortunate. Don't need a second library. I think I want both of these though, right? Utopia Sprawl itself, which mean, or I think I actually put this back and just go for Opal Crewfix inside to dig deep enough to get rid of like the crappy cards on top. I'm leaving Caracas open so I can end of turn bounce their Leovold if they ever try to play one. Yes, I want cast out. Yes, I want Utopia Sprawl. I think I actually want Ley Line. I might be able to hardcast it at some point. I'll cycle this because I'm less afraid of this Gurmak Angler than I am of not drawing any decent cards. Ooh. Before this result, I was just thinking, like, if I had taken Enchantress Presence instead of Leyline, I could, like, put it on the Chromox and play my Utopia Sprawl, which would have been a decent play. But, fortunately, did not take another green card. Sure, waste me. Probably gonna take the Savannah, not the Serra Sanctum. Like, this makes more mana, but it only makes 2 yet. Ooh, it does go for the Serra Sanctum. I don't mind. I guess he doesn't believe he can take us off green as long as we have Sylvan Library, which might be true as well. Death right, I'm guessing. Yep, okay. Whoa, still no thing. So here I need to start counting mana. I can Chromox put this Enchantress Presence under it. Then I play Utopia Sprawl on the Savannah on green. Then I can play the second Utopia Sprawl that I draw and then play the Wild Growth on this thing. Do I have enough mana to still cast Opalescence or Leyline? Is the question. Guess because we could be Force of Will, I don't want to pay life here. So I need to put both of these back. Put on top. Put on top. Oh yeah, first I Utopia Sprawl on my duel. Then a Wild Growth on the plains. Maybe I could have played out the second Enchantress Presence and hoped to draw stuff. Oh wait, we have 4 mana, so maybe I'd just play out. Opalescence is gonna get countered, Leyline is probably gonna resolve, but we're gonna take 7 here. So I guess making blockers seems like an attractive plan. Okay, getting dazed, sure. And we cannot be wasted off double white. Like, you can only waste one of these two, and we'll still have the other plus the plains to make white. I think I'm putting Utopia Sprawl on black here. We might like draw Doomwig Giant as a giant blocker at some point. And we can't fetch anymore, like this is gonna deal us 7, so we cannot fetch for our Bayou anymore. If we find a fetch land on the top. So we need to find Parallax Wave here, or something that kills 2 creatures. Like Replenish, get back Oblivion Ring and Cast Out. And them not having a force. Him to Turek. Okay, so they did not drain me. I guess because it doesn't matter, like they're gonna kill me next turn anyway. Fertile Ground. See, I need to shuffle. No, I'm just dead, right? Because I need to shuffle to get a new chance at a draw, and I need the Fertile Ground to get a draw trigger. We could have shuffled and like dug one deeper if we did not get hymned, which is unfortunate. And this seems like a Sterling Grove match against Abrupt Decays. This seems like a Rest in Peace and Leyline of Sanctity against Cormac Anglers, Deathrites, and Hymn to Turex. I'm still not cutting the Replenish, even though I play Rest in Peace, because because of all the discard and removals. I want to be able to bring everything back. I don't want a card disadvantage that these two provide. I need to get 2 more. Enchantress Presence is a bit weaker against Abrupt Decay decks as well, so maybe I'm again opting for the Crewfix Insight. I'm not going to put Leyline of the Voids in. I think they're going to be too clunky and stuck in my hand. If we see also a bunch of Tarmogoyfs and more graveyard based cards, I might bring them in for a game 3. But definitely one of the rougher matchups. Would like to play first, yes. Hand doesn't do anything. Hand is very slow, but we get a Scry. Hope to find a white source, I guess. I'm gonna keep this because of the ley line, but I'm not very happy with it. At least our opponent took a lot of time to kill us last game, so we might have a few turns to like dig for something with the Crewfix inside or so. This is usually not a hand that I would like to keep. Going down to 5 cards and not having a leyline against him to Turek deck means you're just likely to die. And I'm playing this into the Daze or the Spell Pierce because I can't afford to sit around and do nothing. Ooh, did not expect this to resolve. But I can't complain. So do I crew fix insight into a spell pierce or do I cycle a cast out? That's the big question here. I think I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna cycle here. My opponent has mana open and I'm not under pressure yet. Like this crew fix insight is my way to get back from the mulligan. Oh, that's nasty. At least their Delver did not flip. So now we need them not to abrupt decay my fertile ground. Then we draw a Serra Sanctum and we play everything we want, ideally. Opponent is thinking. If I draw Serra Sanctum, it would be very tempting to just jam the Doomwake Giant into a potential Daze, right? Because I would kill double Delver. And it's gonna flip, so I'm not gonna be able to kill it the turn after. Doesn't matter. Didn't draw it. Okay, here I need to make a decision. If I fetch a basic basic forest here, I can cycle with the white of Fertile Ground and crew fix inside. But then if he abrupt decays my fertile ground, I'll be out of white mana or black mana. If I don't fetch here, I can just play crew fix inside and then fetch like a Savannah here, but it could get wastelanded. He didn't decay my fertile ground last turn though, so I'm gonna be very greedy here and just try it. Okay, he forces this. Sure. Can be cycling response to get some more auto pass value. Force pitching, Snapcaster. And now they reveal Stifle. So that means they could stifle Doomwake Giant or a Sylvan Library trigger at some point. If they kill me in 2 more attacks. So they just need to buy some time. Let's see, make a bunch of green. Put the Sprawl on white, I think. Because the Fertile Ground and the Utopia Sprawl together can make double white, which we often need. And the Fertile Ground alone can make the black for Doomwake Giant. So we need to draw exactly Parallax Wave, I think. Did we board in Toxic Deluges? No, did not. Well, those would have been okay cards to draw here. We need Parallax Wave and them not to have a Force or a Spell Pierce in addition to the Stifle. Oh yeah, they're gonna stifle this and then we lose, probably. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Don't have any out against this. Let's see, if we would have had the Sylvan Library trigger, would we have had a chance? Nope, did not find anything good. Okay, it was a good start against Eldrazi, but then we started losing some. And yeah, I still think the deck is very good, but I just couldn't show it. So I'll play it a bit more in the future again. And yeah, if there are any requests for decks, you can also send them. I'm only going to be having 2 more weeks of Magic Online deck rental, because after that I'm going to stop broadcasting, because it's eating a lot of time, and I'm starting to like not do the stuff I'm actually supposed to do, like studying and cleaning up and so on. So yeah, after the Belgian Legacy Cup finals, I'm gonna stop with Magic Online again. So anything you want to see in the next 2 weeks, you should definitely let me know. And if it's something that I would like to play, so like if it's anything I've played before, I'll play it. And if it's anything janky but fun enough for me, like nothing too tier or nothing too like yeah, the typical net decks, yeah, then I might record a video with it. So I'll hear from you. Bye.